What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here giving you that Knicks talk just in Nick of Time. Sorry could not do the live last night. Shout out to my man Fritz who had to work so he could man the controls. I'm at home watching my nephews at my sister's home, mind you, so I don't have my equipment. But we still going to talk about this Knicks game. The Knicks, they lost a heartbreaker. Knicks were down, 22 points, climbed back, take the lead briefly, and ended up losing in the last second. Josh Hart committed a boneheaded foul on Kobe White at the 3-point line to give him 3 free throws, and the Bulls um, capitalized on that and got the win. Jaylen Brunson, he actually had a shot to win the game. He already hit a clutch jumper over Patrick Williams right before that play to give the Knicks the lead, and had to do it again. And the ball, when he shot it, rimmed in and out. And honestly, I thought we came back and had America win it and won that game, and we ended up losing. But to be honest, the Knicks deserve to lose this game, even though we fought valiantly. We deserve to lose game, and I'm gonna talk about it: the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm gonna start with the ugly. The ugly is the defense, and not even just the defense, the offense and the identity of this team. We were spoiled last year. Knicks fans, we were spoiled last year, where no matter if we won or lost the game, we saw optimum effort every play. The Knicks always seem to not to give up no matter what the odds, no matter how far they were down. You would expect a comeback, right? Now the Knicks did come back for sure, but I don't remember last year these long stretches where the Knicks would just get beat down, and you would see it reflective in the Knicks' body language and the Knicks' effort for long stretches of time. And I think that's what I'm getting used to today. And that's what's frustrating me as I'm watching this 2024-2025 version of this Knicks team. It doesn't have the no way in hell I'm losing attitude that I'm used to seeing. Now they did actually fight back and end up getting back into this game, but it took a while. It took a while, um, and this is still kind of a new team because of the new cogs. So I'm hoping we reclaim that identity because this is a Tom Thibodeau led team. Typically, Tom's teams they take a minute to rev up in the beginning of the season when he has new players and new pieces, and we do have a bunch of new pieces. But you know what's funny? Like the things that concern me weren't even just from the new pieces, because you heard me talk about Cat's defense on here before, but our other pieces like OG Anunoby was getting cooked by Patrick Williams in the first quarter, like absolutely cooked. And that's our God. Defensively, he's probably been our best two-way player this season. Not defensively, all around, he's been our best two-way player this season. And he got cooked on the first half. And honestly, even offensively, he didn't really look good. And maybe you could blame that on back-to-backs because we did play last night. But shoot, maybe I'm spoiled because even last year the Knicks played really well on back-to-backs. So my mind is still trying to get used to what this new Knicks team is. That's really up and down until we find a rhythm. So yeah, I didn't like that OG Anunoby was getting cooked. I didn't like that our rotations were very lackluster. I feel like Josh Hart missed a lot of rotations early in the first half. But again, maybe he's playing a lot of minutes and it's weighing down on him as well. The Knicks in general, we just don't have that. And we need to get back to that identity. The thing that I actually loved about yesterday's game was the performance of Cat on the offensive end and the defensive end in the last quarter ish. Because yesterday showed me okay, Cat has that little bit of line in him. He had that little thing where he wants the ball and I'm getting the ball. I'm putting the team on my back, and I'm going to score buckets because nobody can guard me. Like he kind of had that yesterday. I mean, it was frustrating because Vujicic was cooking him too, but he was going right back at him, and he ended up scoring 46 points on the night. He got to the 3 point. He shot threes. He got to the free throw line. He got to the rack. He was scoring a variety of different ways, and the passing is always there with Cat. So he had a really good offensive game. The free throws were the only thing that killed us from Cat, really, offensively, along with some of the defensive things, like the fouling. Obviously he looked tired. He had four. He was a part of the time. It was a part of the. There was a portion of the game where Cat had 4 fouls, and he was guarding Zach LaVine at the 3 point line. And it's the fourth quarter, and he just puts 2 hands on his arm and gets his fifth foul. And I'm just like, dog, you can't do that. You can't chest bump people, body them up, and then put their 2 hands on them. That's a foul every time. That's an easy foul. That's not even a check the tape. Some like defensively, sometimes Carl he just checks out, but at the same time, offensively, he just goes off. I thought he was going to get 50 points yesterday, and truth be told, if he hit his free throws, he would have had a 50 burger for the Knicks, and the Knicks would have won this game. But I guess the one thing I did love was Cat seeing him take over and have an extremely dominant offensive game for the Knicks. And it's just nice to have that when Jaylen Brunson is off. And Jaylen Brunson has been off a lot lately. He was off in the first half offensively. Defensively, he was getting cooked as well. And he even there was that run in the third quarter when the Knicks were down 24 points or 22 points. Jaylen Brunson was on the bench. This might have been the longest I've seen Brunson benched in a long time. And I continue to say this. It's a struggle now. But having multiple offensive options allows us to not have to just keep trying Brunson over and over again. Campaign came in the game and played phenomenally. He was 4 for 4, 11 points. He was tenacious on the defense. And him paired with McBride, paired with Bridges, defensively, our energy picked up. And I think that's how we got back into that game. So I love, and then Macau Bridges as well. Macau Bridges shooting 63% from 2 for the season, but struggling from 3. So when Brunson comes out, it allows Macau to kind of be more the focal point, and he's able to get to his spots in the mid range and play make for Carl, and actually have an impact on this game offensively. He ended up with 20 points, and largely is because Jaylen Brunson sat. I don't know, like I'm starting to feel like more and more when Jaylen Brunson sits, we should run things more through Macau. It just seems like that's the way to get him going. And I'm still hoping that his 3-point shooting comes along. He's shooting below his average, and we need that. We need that. I think he was like 1 for 3 today from the 3-point line, Macau Bridges, and we just need the Macau Bridges from other teams, from the Phoenix Suns that can hit that 3 consistently. Because I don't know if taking on the best offensive assignment every night is wearing on him and his shooting, but his shooting has been suffering for sure. But yeah, and even Josh Hart, man, I need Josh Hart to calm down and wrangle in his emotions. You can't foul people at the 3-point line at the end of the game. And you need to realize what the situation is in the time you're getting into these heated situations, because your attitude and your hot-headedness is costing us in close games. And I need him to reel back in. Overall, extremely disappointing loss. It was a painful loss. Some signs of hope because the Knicks did come back, You have to think if the Knicks actually hit their free throws, we could have won this game. But also, if the Knicks played the defense we're used to seeing them play, we win this game. Even our best defensive player, OG Anunoby, had a horrible defensive game. OG Anunoby is usually a highest plus minus. He was a negative 20. He was the lowest plus minus in the game. And following him was Jaylen Brunson, because Jaylen Brunson was horrible too for 3 3/4 of the game. He was a minus 13. So, like, defensively, long term, we just need to get it together. And funny enough, that portion of the game when Brunson sits, like, I actually like our defensive energy in that portion. Maybe it's because we have all defenders in there, and Miles McBride and Campaign and Macau Bridges, and and we had a little bit of offense. I don't know. I kind of feel like we might have to. I think this season might be the season to sit Brunson longer stretches because we can afford to. And if he comes back and resets and plays like he did in the fourth quarter, then it'll be worth it because he played 34 minutes today. Um, and it's a long season, and I know he's still trying to figure it out where his spots are. And he is our closer. There was a portion of the game in the fourth quarter where Carl Anthony Towns bumped knees with I think he bumped knees with Zach LaVine, and he couldn't even close. And it's a luxury to have a guy in Jalen Brunson who is a closer. Even though he did miss that shot was on the way down. It definitely was on the way down, and we could have easily won this game. You talking about a victory in this post game, but it is what it is. We lost the game. Overall, I'm kind of tight still because this is the part of the schedule where the Knicks are supposed to go on that run because we're playing weak teams. We're playing Brooklyn twice. We played Chicago. We lost to them. We're playing the Wizards. This is the part of the schedule we had to make up ground because we had a tough part. We had a tough schedule to start, and I'm kind of tight that we didn't take advantage of this game. But I need us and I need the Knicks to realize that even though this might be the quote unquote soft part of the schedule, you cannot play up and down to the team's talent level. You have to respect every single team on both ends. We can't just mail it in on the defensive end. Like, this was bad. This was really bad at the beginning. But the thing is, when the game was on the line, I seen Cat rotate like I never seen Cat rotate before. I seen Cat contest shots. OG Anunoby was back to life defensively. Like, the team responded when their backs against the wall. But this thing has to be a habit where we don't have to wait for our backs to be against the wall to actually do what we have to do. All right. So that's that's the post game. That's the post game, man. I'm about to sign off. The only other thing I'll say was my bruh pick for today, big bruh to the Pistons head coach for calling a timeout when he didn't have a timeout left, causing the other team to shoot a technical free throw in a close game. Bruh, to that man, my bruh picked it for today. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely tune in later tonight for Knicks Nightcap with Phil. And he'll be live tonight on Thursday night. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.